All right, welcome to the City of Troy Board of Park Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, March 11th. Abby, please call the roll.
Mr. Emerick?
Here.
Mr. Harrelson?
Here.
Mrs. Anderson?
Here.
All members are present.
Alrighty, first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from our February 4th meeting. Those were sent out. Are there any additions, deletions, or subtractions from those minutes?
No.
Hearing none, I'll take a motion for approval.
I'll second.
I'll make a motion for approval. Mona's going to second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, minutes approved. Moving on to our reports. Mr. Drake.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Just a couple things. One, I wanted to update you that the Duke Park ball field restroom project is now complete. The guys just wrapped up this week installing the new partitions. So we do anticipate with the warmer temperatures, the water to be turned on sometime yet this week. And practices have already started out there. So good to see that project wrapped up, and they look fantastic. They did a really nice job. And that was with our in-house staff. So
Okay.
Other than that, still working on some tree removals, trying to get those finished up. We're on target to finish those right before we start to mow grass here, which looks like could already be within the next few weeks, I would anticipate. And then improvements to the Herrlinger Park basketball court are now underway. So we have demoed out the old posts and backboards, and the new posts were installed today. So all that ahead of the paving that's going to take place hopefully in early April, as soon as the asphalt plant gets opened back up.
So the expansion items on our agenda for new business, but that would just fit into the old design.
Correct. That's
That fits right in with it. So
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else for Mr. Drake? Mr. Siler is not here, so we'll move on to Mr. Booher. Mr. Booher, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We've obviously nothing specific to add there, but we're into a very busy time as we ramp things up, and the weather has drastically improved in the last week, so things have ramped up very quickly. But we've got a lot of our part-time staff that's returning this week. We have begun to mow a few things on the golf course. We've mowed greens a few times, some of the collar and surrounds areas, but have not yet started to mow any fairways or rough just yet until that starts to wake up a little bit more. But yeah, it's been a very busy few days as we get ramped up here.
Was Saturday the official kind of kickoff, really, or as far as getting the normal crowds back up?
Yeah, I think Sunday was when it felt real.
You're back, huh? So, any questions for Mr. Booher?
No.
Okay. Nothing from myself in the Planning Commission report. Moving on to new business. The first item on the agenda is the expansion of Herrlinger Park. Mr. Titterton.
Good afternoon, folks. Abby passed out an aerial. You all should have. Okay. So last night, one of our committee agenda items was to discuss the potential purchase of the, I guess that's a triangle, north of Herrlinger Park. The council, the committee agreed to recommend to the council, hopefully on Monday night, the council will approve that. We did an appraisal of that property, and it came back at $205,000. That's what the property owner has agreed to sell it for. There is a building we would take. It's a fairly simple building, I think, and so we'll take that down. The idea is that a couple of things. First of all, the little triangle just on the top of the page to the northeast of the building, before you see the driveway, or you see the white line, actually, the boundary. That is Ohio Canal, abandoned canal land. If you look south of that, across the street, as you go southeast, that you'll see a long rectangle as well. That is former canal land that the city now owns, maybe the park board, one of the two. It's just part of Herrlinger Park. Mm-hmm. So we would go back to the state and ask for that additional little parcel there as when we purchase.
North of the building, is that what you're talking about? Northeast
of the building there.
Okay.
Yeah, just adjacent to. And the idea is that once we do that, a couple of things, we would anticipate that we would close off to through traffic that section. Again, this would happen as part of a redevelopment of Herrlinger, not now. We would close off that section of Crawford Street between the canal land and the railroad land, which is next to the railroad on the west side. We don't anticipate that we'd be able to acquire that railroad land or get it donated to us like we would the canal land. Even if we were to get it donated, it would probably take years to execute that with the railroad. But nonetheless, I think we've talked about before that we anticipate that we will go and solicit a design firm, an engineering firm, to look at Herrlinger Park, and we acquire this property, then the footprint that they would look at for some alternative ideas would include that triangle as well as the canal, that piece of the canal land. And at that point, we would start with you to discuss options and make recommendations to the council. Not sure what that date is. I think we're still soliciting for engineering firms, but we anticipate we'll be starting to move beyond the kind of improvements that Jeremy's already got in the works, including the basketball court.
So
These would be above and beyond that.
Okay, so the first step is just going to council approving the land purchase. Once you know the final footprint, then you go through the design process.
Then we would get a cost for a preferred engineering firm, go to council, get authorization, and then have them come back with some ideas, bring those to you for recommendations to council so that we can then go out to bid on renovations to the park.
Sure. Any questions? I know we've had kind of open communication about this for a while, so this is kind of the next step in the process, right?
Right.
So, any questions from the park board about this? We've kind of seen some of the initial drafts of what it looks like, but anything else today for Mr. Tinderdon? No. Okay. All right, is there any action for us to be taken on this, or this is just more of a
This is more information.
Okay.
We do have a couple of more things on new business, actually a C as well, but the next one is similar to what we did in 2024. We're at the Troy Strawberry Festival. The Chamber has asked for activation of part of the temporary DORA area for the 2025 festival. No change in the footprint or any of the guidelines that they provided to us. It worked very well last year, very seamless, and so we're asking for I guess your recommendation to the council so that we can take it to council on Monday night.
So, just real quick, because I think the last time we approved this, Mr. Cappers was on the board. I don't know if Mona was on the board for this one or not.
I believe we did this last year.
We did do this last year, okay. I didn't know if we were all familiar with this, okay. Any questions from the board on this? I said I'm familiar. I thought it went really well last year. We didn't have any issues
No.
that I knew arose. Any questions at all? All right, if there's nothing, I'll make a recommendation to council that the requested portion of the DORA temporary activation boundary be activated as requested by the Troy Chamber of Commerce for the 2025 Troy Strawberry Festival.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Anything else? You don't need to call the roll.
I will.
Or is it
All the
No,
all
that's it.
motions.
all motions? Okay.
I'll move to amend the agenda to add a C for new business.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. but
Top
I'll-
secret, yeah.
Is it top secret
It's
C?
really not. It just,
I'll second that.
we just firmed up the potential date, which is why
Okay.
Okay.
I figured we'd take the opportunity, and that is to add to the list of previously approved events on Prouty Plaza for 2025. We have the opportunity with the sponsorship of the Troy Foundation to bring back the Beatles on the Roof concert. And so the date that we're all but confirmed on is June 14th, which is a Saturday. So it'll be the evening of Juneteenth celebration at McCaig Park. This would, again, be on the Mayflower roof, similar to what we did last year. And I believe they're planning on the concert starting at 7 o'clock. So what we need from the park board is approval to amend the list to include June 14th.
Okay, so we took a motion to, or Will made a motion to add the agenda item. I seconded it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Agenda item added.
I move to amend the schedule to include the June 14th date as requested by the city.
No issues from you at all on that, Jeremy? No conflicts or anything, I'm sure. Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And that motion is approved as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else to come before the park board today? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.